Morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Wherever you're at in the world, welcome to Last Raps Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. Tonight's game features the Chiba Lotte Marines versus the Orix Buffaloes. This is going to be Game 2 of the Pacific League Championship Series. The commentary and views are our opinions and are not affiliated with with the Nippon Professional League, the Nippon Professional Players Association, or their sponsors. We're providing live reports on the game being played and hope that English-speaking audiences around the globe can enjoy the game on YouTube and Twitch along with us. First of all, we'd like to give you the starting lineups for the visitors. For the Chiba Lotte Marines, it's a very similar lineup to last evening, just a couple of switches. Leading off in left field, wearing number 0 is Takashi Ogino. Batting second and doing the designated hitting, wearing number 79 is Leonis Martin. Batting third and playing second base, wearing number 8 is Shogo Nakamura. In the cleanup spot and playing first base, wearing number 54 is Brandon Laird. Batting fifth and playing shortstop, wearing number 55 is Edney Hechevarria. Batting sixth and in right field, wearing number 51 is Koki Yamaguchi. Batting seventh and in center field, wearing number 25 is Hiromi Oka. Batting eighth and playing third base, wearing number 4 is Yudai Fujioka. And batting ninth and doing the catching, wearing number 66 is Takuma Kato. And they are going to be facing Daiki Tajima, who takes to the hill this evening for the Buffaloes. Tajima was 8-8 on the season he worked 143 in the third innings. He gave up 137 hits, 62 runs, 57 earned. He walked 48 and struck out 135. And he pitched to a tune of a 3.58 earned run average. And now the starting lineup for the home team, the Orix Buffaloes. Leading off and playing in center field, wearing number 4 is Shuhei Fukuda. Batting second and playing third base, wearing number 6 is Yuma Mune. Batting third and doing the designated hitting, wearing number 34 is Masataka Yoshida. In the cleanup spot and in right field, wearing number 99 is Yataro Sugimoto. Batting fifth and in left field, wearing number 42 is Rangel Rivero. Batting sixth and at first base, wearing number 55 is T. Okada. Batting seventh and playing at second base is number 3, Ryoichi Adachi. Batting eighth and playing shortstop, wearing number 24 is Kataro Kobayashi. And batting ninth and doing the catching tonight is Torei Fushimi. He is getting the start this evening in favor of Kenya Wakatsuki. That is the one change in the Orix batting order, and they are going to be facing the right-hander Manabu Mima. Mima on the season was 6-7. He had 115 in a third innings pitched. He allowed 139 hits, 72 runs, 63 of them earned. He walked 32 and struck out 92. And he pitched to a tune of a 4.92 earned run average. All right, everybody, those are your starting lineups. We're about ready to begin this ball game here in a few minutes. Taking to the hill is Daiki Tajima. He's going to get his warm-up tosses done. And we'll be back in just a couple moments with all the call of this game on YouTube and on Twitch. And if you're listening on delay, we're glad you could be here as well. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back. Would you like to support Last Raps Baseball? We would appreciate it if you did. Be sure to check out our eBay page where we have baseball merchandise. We also have stuff from the Japanese League for those who listen from Japan. But we also do other sports like football and basketball as well. Don't forget, visit Last Raps Baseball's eBay store to help support the channel. We'll be glad you did. Welcome back, everybody. We are ready to get this one underway. Daiki Tajima is taking to the hill, and he is about to face Takashi Ojino, Leonis Martin, and Shogo Nakamura. And here comes the first pitch of the ball game from the lefty. It is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is quickly 1-0. Defensively for the Orix Buffaloes, we'll give you their lineup on the in-between here. So here comes the second pitch of the ball game. It is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. Defensively for the Buffaloes in the outfield from left to right, Rivero is in left, Fukuda is in center, and the right fielder is Sugimoto. From first to third, it's going to be T. Okada. It's going to be Adachi. The shortstop is Kirbayashi, and the third baseman is Mune. And behind the plate is Fushimi tonight. And there is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. And the count is now 1-2 to Ojino. Ojino is 4 for 12 in the playoffs. He has a stolen base. And here's the pitch from Tajima, and that pitch is a breaking ball down, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 strikes. Ojino has been able to find his way on base in each game of the series. Last night he had 2 hits. He's also had other hits in the playoffs as well. He's been a pretty good table setter for the Chiba Lotte Marines. And there's a fastball swung on. This ball is driven, and it is caught by the second baseman, Adachi. He had to move a little bit to his right, but Ojino hit the ball right on the screws. Unfortunately, right to the glove of Adachi, and that is going to be out number 1 here in the first inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Leonis Martin. Martin on the playoffs, in the playoffs, is 2 for 10. He's got a home run and an RBI. He bats from the left side, left-hander against the left-hander. Tajima goes to work. He delivers a fastball that's swung on and missed. And the count is 0-1. On the season, Leonis Martin hit .233 with 27 homers and 75 runs batted in. He's a pretty steady bat in the Chiba batting order. And here's the pitch from the lefty Tajima. It's a breaking ball swung on and lifted foul into the seats. And the count is 0-2. Last night's attendance, we couldn't get the update live last night. After the game, the announced attendance was just over 17,000. Of course, the attendance in Chiba for the first 2 games of the 2 games of the series against the Golden Eagles was running around half capacity. And if that number is correct, Ceradone seats over 50,000 people, so they're running at about 1/3 capacity. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-2. So they still don't have full seating allotments yet in Japan. So here comes the 1-2 pitch to Martin. Tajima holds at the belt. He kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball that misses low and away, and the count is 2-2. 2 strikes to Martin. The second baseman, Shogo Nakamura, waits his turn on deck. We're here in the top of the first inning. Last night's game was about 2 hours and 15 minutes. It was really, really quick. And there is a fastball. This is swung on, and it is lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats well into right field. That's going to keep the count at 2 strikes. Martin was way out in front of that pitch, and he hooked that ball well down the right field line. It reached the seats about 30 rows into the seats. So here comes the 2-2 pitch all over again. Tajima kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And Leonis Martin has gone down on strikes for the second out of the inning. And that is going to leave it up to the second baseman, Shogo Nakamura. For Nakamura, he's been decent so far here in the playoffs. He's one of the better hitters for the Chiba Lotte Marines. He is 4 for 12 in the 3 playoff games he's appeared, and he's also stolen a couple of bases. All of his hits have been singles. Doesn't have a whole lot of pop in the bat. He only had 9 home runs during the regular season. So here comes the first pitch to Nakamura. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. Nakamura wears the C on his jersey. He bats from the right side against the lefty Tajima. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is driven to deep left field. Moving back in front of the warning track is the left fielder, Rangel, and he's going to make the grab. And that's Rangel Rivero making the catch, and that is going to retire the side here for the Chiba Lotte Marines in their half of the first inning. So there was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. Through a half inning in Osaka, it is the Chiba Lotte Marines nothing. The Orix Buffaloes coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. The call of the bottom of the first inning. We're glad you could be here with us. Here's our friend Steve Rademacher, friend of the channel.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day, and there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
As always, thanks again, Steve. That is Steve Rademacher, friend of our channel. And he is a big supporter of ours. In return, we like to support him. Now we have the pitcher, Manabu Mima, has completed his warm-up tosses for the Chiba Lotte Marines. We'll give you the defensive look behind him as Shuhei Fukuda makes his way to the plate. The outfield from left to right is Takashi Ojino. Hiromi Oka is in center, and right fielder is Koki Yamaguchi. From first to third, it is Brandon Laird, Shogo Nakamura, Edney Hechavarria, and Yudai Fujioka. The catcher is Takuma Kato. And the first pitch of the ball game from Mima is delivered. It's a fastball swung on. It is driven to center field, and that ball is caught by the center fielder Oka, and he is retired for out number 1. So 1 up and 1 away. And that is going to bring up the third baseman, Yuma Mune. Mune in the playoffs so far is 1 for 3 and a walk. And Mima is ready to get this thing rolling here as Mune is digging himself in. Mune batting from the left side. Right-hander against the left-hander. Here's the pitch from Mima. It's a fastball that misses low, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Mima ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers. There is a breaking ball down. And the count is now 1-1 to Mune. Mima on the season was 1 win below 500. He was 6-7 on the season. And here comes the pitch to Mune. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 2-1. Mune had his first full season in the NPB this year. He played in all but 4 games for the Buffaloes, and there's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into the seats down the left field line. That's going to even the count at 2-2. Mune had a decent year at the plate. He hit .272. He had very limited power. He had 9 home runs to go with 42 runs batted in. So here comes the 2-2 pitch to Mune. And Mima kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on, and it's lifted foul into that temporary seating down the left field line. That's going to keep the count at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Mune. Mune digs himself in. He's ready to go again. Here facing Mima, and the pitch. It is a breaking ball. And that misses down, and the count is now 3-2. So Mune has worked the count full. Waiting his turn on deck is Masataka Yoshida. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. Mima kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Mune has gone down on strikes for the second out of the inning. And that is 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to leave it up to the designated hitter, Masataka Yoshida. Yoshida last night in the opening game of the series went 1 for 3, and he had a walk. He was hitting .339 this season at the time of his injury. He had 21 homers and 72 runs batted in. Yoshida bats from the left side, and he waits on the first delivery from Mima. It is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is a 1-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Yoshida. And here's the pitch from Mima. It is a fastball swung on, and it is lifted foul over on the third base side. The count now goes quickly to 0-2 on Yoshida. I really like the way that Yoshida digs in. I like his swing. He kind of reminds me of a left-handed version of Alex Bregman. Of course, Bregman bats from the right side. He's not a big fella. He's very stocky, just the way that he holds his hands. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yoshida digs himself back into the batter's box. I'm curious to know what the plastic dumbbells are that the fans in the stands are pumping when the Orix players come to bat. So here comes the 1-2 pitch, and that is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes even to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Waiting his turn on deck is Yataro Sugimoto. And here comes the 2-2 pitch to Yoshida. Mima kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that misses down. That now runs the count to 3-2 to the Orix designated hitter. So 3-2, here comes the payoff pitch. Mima rocks into the motion. And he stops and he gets reset all over again as there's time at the plate. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on, and this is driven foul down the left field line. And the count is going to remain at 3-2. Still 3 balls and 2 strikes. Mima ready to go back to work. He gets the sign from his catcher. The umpire puts the game back into play. Mima holds at the belt. He kicks and delivers, and it is a fastball swung on, and it's grounded foul. Just past the first base umpire and the right field umpire down the right field line. And the count remains at 3-2. Yoshida is definitely a tough out. He has been one of the stronger hitters for the Orix Buffaloes. And here comes the 3-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted foul down the right field line. And it's driven well into the seats, and the count remains at 3-2. Masataka Yoshida is 27 years old, or at least at the beginning of the season. He turned 28 earlier this year. This is his 6th season with the Orix Buffaloes. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. And the count again remains at 3-2. This will be the 10th pitch of the at-bat. Last season in 2020, he hit 336. Check that. He hit 350 in 2020. He hit 322 the year before, 321 in 2018. So he's been north of 320 for the past 4 seasons. And there's a split finger pitch. It's swung on. It is lifted into right field. Moving over underneath it is the right fielder Yamaguchi. He's going to make the catch. And Mima has won the battle against Yoshida for the 3rd out of the inning. So for the Orix Buffaloes in their half of the first, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're through 1 complete. It's Orix nothing, Chiba nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call of the top of the 2nd inning. We're glad you can make it here with us. Here's our friend Matt.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
As always, thanks again to our friend Matt Hollis. Be sure to check out his channel after the game. We'll be back in a moment with the call at the top of the 2nd inning after these tunes. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the 2nd inning. It's going to be Brandon Laird, Edney Hechevarria, and Koki Yamaguchi. It'll be the heart of the Chiba Lotte Marine batting order to face the left-handed slants of Daiki Tajima. Tajima was very effective in the 1st inning. He only threw 13 pitches to retire the Marines in order 1-2-3 to begin the ball game. Here comes Brandon Laird, who is 1 for 11 in the playoffs. He's got a couple RBIs. His only hit was his first at bat against the Golden Eagles. He takes a fastball down for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Against the Golden Eagles, he had a hit and a couple RBIs. And then after that, it has been pretty much nothing. So here's the 1-0 pitch. That is a fastball swung on, and that's going to break the ice. The ball is lifted over the shortstop's head into left center field. And Brandon Laird is aboard with the first hit of the ball game, as he now has started to find his way out of that slump. And that is going to bring up the shortstop, Edney Hechevarria. Edney Hechevarria has been all over the highlight reels the last couple of games for the Chiba Lotte Marines. In the first game of the series against the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles, he homered to tie the ball game in the 8th inning. In the second game of the series, he had a couple of clutch hits. Last night, he made a very stellar defensive play into the 6 hole to throw out the second baseman, Ryoichi Adachi. And Hechevarria swings at the first pitch and fouls that away, and the count is 0-1. So very good playoff series so far for the former Major League veteran. Of 9 seasons in Major League Baseball, or parts of 9 seasons. So here comes the 0-1 pitch from Tajima. And that is a fastball swung on and missed. And the count is now 0-2 to Hechevarria. So in the playoffs so far, Hechevarria is 4 for 7 with a homer and 1 RBI. So here comes the 0-2 pitch. Tajima holds at the belt. He kicks and delivers, and there's a fastball that misses way upstairs. And the count is 1-2. That last fastball for Tajima was at 145 kilometers an hour. That's just shy of 91 miles an hour. He doesn't throw, he's not overpowering. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. He kicks and delivers. It is a changeup swung on. It's grounded to short, over to second for one, back to first, and that is a double play. So it's a 6-4-3 variety as Tajima gets some help from his defense. That's going to leave it up to the right fielder, Koki Yamaguchi, for the Chiba Lotte Marines. I don't know if that was one of the more smooth transition double plays we've seen, but because he hit the ball fairly hard, they did have time at second base to make the pivot. It looked like the second baseman, Adachi, had to come a long way to get to the bag. So here's the first pitch to the right fielder, Koki Yamaguchi, and he takes it for a called strike at the knees, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Yamaguchi. In the playoffs, Yamaguchi is 4 for 9. He's got a couple RBIs. He's been red hot. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses just under the hands. Inside, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Yamaguchi holds his hands well out in front of his body, and there's a fastball swung on and is driven foul into the netting just beyond the first base dugout. The count now is 1 ball and 2 strikes. And we got Raz in the house. He says, what's the score and what's the inning? So it's flashing across the bottom of the screen. So here's the 1-2 pitch, and that's a fastball that misses outside. And the count is 2-2. Welcome, Raz. We appreciate you showing up and being here. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Yamaguchi. Tajima goes back to work. He kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on. It's dribbled to second. It's fielded neatly by Adachi. He throws on the run to first base, and that is going to retire Yamaguchi for the 3rd out of the inning. That goes down as a ground out 4-3 for out number 3. So for the Chiba Lotte Marines in their half of the inning, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're through 1.5 innings. It is the Chiba Lotte Marines nothing, the Orix Buffaloes nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call of the bottom of the 2nd inning. We're glad you could be here. Here's some of our Japanese memories. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the 2nd inning. We'll be back in just a moment after these tunes to give you the call. It is 0-0 between Chiba and Orix. Hold tight, everyone. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the 2nd inning. It is going to be the heart of the Orix batting order coming up to face the right-handed slants of Manabu Mima. And that means it's going to be Yataro Sugimoto, Ranhal Rivero, and T. Okada. So here we go, ready back for the live action. And the first pitch to Sugimoto is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. And the count is 1-1. Our friend Raz says he hopes Orix wins. Languishing at the bottom for years is not a lot of fun. And I got to agree with you, Raz. It's both of the Orix Buffaloes and Yakult Swallows going from worst to first has been an interesting storyline this year. There's a fastball swung on, and this is lifted into the seats beyond the first base dugout, and the count is now 0-2 to Sugimoto. So Sugimoto last night was 0 for 3. He also drew a walk. He stands on the right side waiting on the delivery from the right-hander Mima, and Mima kicks and delivers, and it's a fastball that misses off the outside corner. And the count is 1-2. Just a reminder to everybody, we will be back again tomorrow night for the call of the game, same time, game 3 of this series. We hope you can join us. So I've got 1 ball and 2 strikes on my board, but it looks like there was a ball in the dirt to Sugimoto, so it's now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. And here comes the pitch from Mima. It's a fastball swung on. This is driven into center field for a base hit. And Yataro Sugimoto is aboard for the first base run of the game for the Buffaloes with a leadoff single here in the second inning. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Rangel Rivero. We commented last night that Rivero got his release from the Los Angeles Dodgers in the middle of June to be able to go and pursue his opportunity to play in Japan. At the time of his release, Rivero was batting over 400 for Oklahoma City and over 100 plus at bats. It's the first time I've seen Rivero swing, and he does look like he can swing the bat. Last night, he had 3 pretty good swings. He was 1 for 3. He flew out a couple of times to center field. He takes the first pitch fastball upstairs for ball 1. And the count is 1-0. Rivero looked like last night he was able to put a charge into the baseball. Every pitch, every swing, he looked like he was on time. He just was unlucky on the first 2 outs that he had ended up getting. And there's a pitch that is swung on. It's absolutely obliterated, but it is foul. It's going to reach the upper deck, well down the left field line. And the count is 1-1 to Rivero. And the Dodgers organization, they basically said, we don't think that you have a chance to play here. And as you know, the Dodgers with the outfield of Mookie Betts and others. And so Rivero here stands in, waiting on the 1-1 pitch. Mima kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count goes to 1-2. I'm going to catch up to you in a second there, Raz. I'm a little bit behind on one of my feeds here. As we've got 1 ball and 2 strikes to Rivero, and we're ready to get back to this. Our friend Raz in the stream says that Hechavarria is looking good as well with the moonshot yesterday. Actually, it was in game 1 of the series. There is a fastball swung on and tapped off the feet of Rivero. Game 1 against the Golden Eagles. But you're absolutely right. It was an absolute blast in that game. Last night, Hechavarria made a fantastic play at shortstop. If you get a chance to catch any of the replays, it's definitely on the Pacific League Instagram page. He went into the 6 hole. He slid in from his backside, threw out the base runner Ryoichi Adachi at first base by a step. Phenomenal play. So here comes the 1-2 pitch to Rivero, and instead Mima steps off and fakes the throw over to first base. Sugimoto makes it back easily. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mima gets the sign from his catcher. He kicks and delivers, and there's a split finger pitch in the dirt. And that runs the count to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the runner at first is Sugimoto. Rivero is the hitter with a 2-2 count. And Mima is ready to go back to work. He gets the sign from his catcher. He kicks and delivers, and it's a fastball that misses off the outside corner, and the count now runs full to Rivero. Be curious to see if the Buffaloes will run in this situation. Last night in a similar situation, the Chiba Lotte Marines did run with Hechevarria on first, and it was a strike him out, throw him out situation. But they may be thinking about trying to stay on to the double play here. So here comes the payoff pitch to Rivero. Mima kicks and delivers. And it's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Rivero swung at ball 4. And the runner Sugimoto doesn't run on the pitch. And that is going to retire Rivero for the first out of the inning. And that's going to bring up T. Okada. The only change in the Orix batting order today was Okada and Rivero had switched their spots in the batting order. And the catcher Fushimi is getting the start over Wakatsuki today. Last night, T. Okada was 1 for 4, and he drove in the game's only run. So here comes the pitch. It is a split finger pitch down in the dirt, and the count is 1-0 to Okada. On the season, Okada hit .241. He had 17 homers to go with 63 runs batted in. He bats from the left side. There's quite a bit of cheering going on in the stands right now for the home team in Osaka, and there is a fastball swung on. This is lifted into left field. This ball is going to get down. It's fielded by the left fielder Ogino. He takes it on a bounce. He's able to get it back into the infield, and that's going to keep Sugimoto at second base. He's unable to go first to third, but Okada has himself a single. And that is going to bring up the second baseman, Ryo Adachi. It's a good piece of hitting by Okada. It was a fastball that was away, and he stayed inside the ball and was able to slap it the other way. Good hands as he able to keep his hands back as well. So runners are at first and second. With one away, the Buffaloes are threatening as Adachi comes to the plate. Elta Quito joins us tonight. Welcome. As the first pitch fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. We are in the bottom of the second inning, and that is the Orix Buffaloes that are hitting right now. So runners are on first and second. There's one away, and it's a 1-0 count to Adachi. Mima gets the sign from his catcher. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It's lifted into the seats on the right field side. That evens the count at 1-1. For Adachi, he was 0 for 3 last night, and he was the victim of that great Edney Hechevarria defensive play. Absolute web gem. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. Mima checks the runner at second. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It's lined to the second baseman, Nakamura. He throws to first, and it looks like they are going to be able to turn the double play. Brandon Laird had dropped the ball, but the first base umpire felt that he had the ball for long enough, and it was on the transfer. And that is going to end the inning here, so that goes down as a double play. Line out to the second baseman, and Okada is put out 4-3 for the third out of the inning. And unfortunately for the Buffaloes, they squander an opportunity. So they had no runs, 2 hits. There were no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're through 2 complete. It is the Orix Buffaloes nothing, the Chiba Lotte Marines nothing. Stick around, everyone. We'll be back for the top of the third inning. After these messages, we'll be right back.
Hey guys, and thank you, Freddie. Steve coming back at you. That's right, Steve Rademacher. I would like to thank each and every one of you that is tuned into my channel. And today, let's do a little shout out for some other great channels you should be watching. There is WVogs 18. There's Big D's Sports and Collectibles. You all know another Hollis build. Why not like father, like son? That's a great duo that does some great stuff. It shows some great cards. And of course, the one and only Bud Stoney, creators of One of Ones, the creator of One of Ones, and they're all signed on the back. Bud Stoney, One of One, like this beautiful Robin Yount that he made for me. He made me another Robin Yount, this time mini, and a Christian Yelich mini. Great cards, and he does more than cards. We have darts of Hulk Hogan and many other things. So give them a look-see and give me another look-see. Subscribers are always welcome, and back to Freddie.
Thanks again, Steve. We are moving to the top of the third inning. It's going to be the bottom third of the batting order to come to bat for the Chiba Lotte Marines. That is Hiromi Oka, Yudai Fujioka, and Takuma Kato. For Hiromi Oka, he is looking for his first hit of the playoffs. He is 0 for 9. He was hit by a pitch in one of the games against the Golden Eagles. It's his only time he's been on base. So here comes the first pitch from Tajima. It is a breaking ball that misses low, and the count is 1-0. Just a reminder to all our listeners, we will be back on the air again for this game, for Game 3 tomorrow night, same time and same place. We hope you can be here with us. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Oka. Tajima kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Oka last night in the first game of the series fanned a couple of times and grounded out to third. He's more in the defensive position for his glove than he is for his bat, and there is a fastball swung on. It is lifted into deep center field. Moving over underneath it is the center fielder, Fukuda. He's going to make the catch. And we have 1 up and 1 away here in the top of the third inning. That is going to bring up the third baseman tonight, Yudai Fujioka. For Fujioka, so far in the playoffs, he is 2 for 8. He's also been intentionally walked. Fujioka got the nod in the opening game as the shortstop, but ever since about the 7th inning, it has been Edney Hecheveria's position. Here's the first pitch. It is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1 to Fujioka. Tajima ready to go back to work. He gets the sign and he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses outside. And the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Tajima working quickly with nobody on base. Delivers a fastball and it's a check swing. It looks like that Fujioka went around and the umpire agrees, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Fujioka. Tajima ready to go back to work. He kicks and he delivers. There is a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Fujioka is retired for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to leave it up to the catcher, Takuma Kato. Tajima has only allowed 1 hit tonight. He has faced the minimum batters. 1 hit was of Brandon Laird, and unfortunately, Laird was erased in a double play. That is the second strikeout for Tajima tonight. As we mentioned earlier, Tajima had 135 strikeouts in 143 innings, just slightly 1 less per inning pitched. And there's a fastball delivered and swung on and missed by Kato, and the count is quickly 0-1. Kato in the playoffs is 0 for 5. In each of the games in the playoffs, he has been replaced late. He takes a fastball for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Tajima holds at the belt. He kicks and he delivers. There's a fastball that's taken for a called third strike. Kato can't believe it, but the umpire says it was. And that is going to do it for the Chiba Lotte Marines in their half of the third inning. So for Chiba in the top of the third, they had no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are moving to the bottom of the third inning. It is the Chiba Lotte Marines nothing, the Orix Buffaloes nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the bottom of the third inning in just a couple moments. I'm glad you could be here with us. Hold tight. El Taquito is in the house.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
The Matt Hollis, be sure to check out his channel after the game. We'll be back after these in just a moment.
Are you into digital cards? Last Raps Baseball has you covered as we do daily Top Spunt Digital 21 card breaks. This new wave of collecting allows baseball fans to collect digital cards and compete against each other for prizes. Check out our daily breaks and send us a trade to Last Raps. Be sure to tell your friends.
Welcome back, everybody. Here is the first pitch of the bottom of the third inning, and it is a breaking ball delivered to Kotaro Kobayashi. It's Kobayashi, Fushimi, and Fukuda, the 8, 9, and 1 hitters here in the batting order for the Orix Buffaloes as Mima goes back to work. And there's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into deep center field. Moving back, and underneath it is the center fielder, Oka. He's going to make the catch. That is going to retire Kobayashi for the first out of the inning, so 1 up and 1 away. And that's going to bring up the 9-hole hitter, Tori Fushimi. Fushimi is making his playoff debut tonight. He did not get the opportunity to start or play last night as Kenya Wakatsuki was behind the plate for the Orix Buffaloes. On the season, Fushimi only hit .218. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses inside. And the count is 1-0. He had 4 homers and 25 runs batted in. He appeared in 91 games for the Buffaloes. The 31-year-old waits. It is a fastball that misses inside. And the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Mima has been fairly effective so far, other than that big 10-pitch marathon at bat to Masataka Yoshida. And there is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. We're glad those of you could make it in here tonight. We appreciate you being here. Here comes the 2-1 pitch, and there's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded to second. It's fielded by Nakamura. He flips it over to first. And Brandon Laird has made the catch this time, unlike on that double play where he dropped the ball. That goes down as a ground out, 4-3 for out number 2. That is going to leave it up to Shuhei Fukuda. Fukuda tonight is 0 for 1. He flew to center field his first time up. He is 1 for 5 now in the playoffs. Fukuda hits from the left side. And the first pitch from Mima is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. And so Simba Blessed is in the house, and he says, who do you think is going to win? There's a fastball swung on, and this is lifted foul on the third base side. The count is quickly 0-2. Well, before the game started, I thought that Chiba might have had the advantage. But as this game continues to go on and as they continue to show that they can't swing the bats, their bats are cold right now, I would give Orix the edge, especially Orix playing at home. So here comes the 0-2 pitch, and that's a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul, and it's going to reach the temporary seating down the left field line. That's going to keep the count at 0-2. So hopefully that answers your question, Simba. Thanks for joining us here tonight. So no balls and 2 strikes to Fukuda. Yuma Mune waits his turn on deck should Fukuda find a way on. And here comes the 0-2 pitch. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-2. So Alta Keto asks, is this a best of 3 series? I'll get to that in a second, as the Japanese do things a little bit differently. And there is a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count is 2-2. And it's sort of a point system that they've worked out here. You get 2 points for a win. Games can end in a tie after 9 innings, so each team would get a point. The home team has the tiebreaker advantage. So here's the 2-2 pitch, and there's a fastball swung on. This is lifted into left center field. Moving over is the center fielder, Oka. He's going to make the grab, and that is going to do it. So Fukuda is retired for the 3rd out of the inning. I'll come back to that in a couple of minutes. Alta, to answer your questions, the Orix Buffaloes had no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are through 2.5. We're through 3 complete. It is the Chiba Lotte Marines nothing, the Orix Buffaloes nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back at the top of the 4th inning in just a moment. We're glad you're with us. We appreciate you being here. Welcome back, everybody. We'll be back for the call at the top of the 4th inning after these tunes in just a moment. We're glad you're here with us. 0-0, Chiba Orix. Welcome back, everybody. Here is the beginning of the top of the 4th inning. And Daiki Tajima ready to go to work. He's going to face the top of the order. It'll be Ojino, Martin, and Nakamura. And the first pitch is a fastball swung on. It is popped foul just behind home plate. It's going to reach the seats on the first base side. And the count is 0-1. For Ojino tonight, he lined to second to get the ball game going. He is 0 for 1. He is 4 for 13 in the playoffs with the stolen base to his name. So here we go back to the live action. Ojima working from the stretch with no one on, and he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to short. It's fielded by Kirby-Ashi. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Ojino. That goes as a ground out. 6-3 for out number 1. That's going to bring up the designated hitter, Leonis Martin. It was a nice play by Kirby-Ashi. He was able to easily retire the leadoff hitter, Ojino, by about 3 steps. The ball was hit hard enough. He was able to circle the ball. And then he fired to first base to retire Ojino. And that brings up Leonis Martin. Martin struck out his first time up. He is 2 for 11 in the playoffs. So lefty against the lefty. And the first pitch is a breaking ball swung on. It is popped up in the infield. Yuma Mune is coming in. He's underneath it. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to retire Martin on one pitch. Goes down as a pop-out to third base for the second out of the inning. That is going to leave it up to Shogo Nakamura. Nakamura tonight is 0 for 1. He flew to left field his first time up. He is 4 for 13 in the playoffs. He's got a couple of stolen bases to his name. So here comes the first pitch to Nakamura, and it's a fastball that misses inside. And the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. And here's the second pitch. It is a fastball that misses outside to Nakamura, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to Nakamura. Say in the dome, it is approximately a third capacity last night. There's a fastball that misses outside to Nakamura, and the count now runs to 3-0. And I would say tonight that probably the attendance might be even less than that. Looks like it's about maybe around the same as we take a look at the crowd. So here we go. Here comes the 3-0 pitch, and it is outside, and Nakamura draws himself a 2-out walk. And that is going to bring up the first baseman, Brandon Laird. So Brandon Laird tonight is 1 for 1. He was erased on a double play that Hechavarria had bounced into. Laird is now 2 for 12 in the playoffs. He had himself a couple RBIs in that first game against the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. And up until the base hit in the first inning, it's been pretty quiet for Laird. 29 home runs this season for Laird. He also was able to drive in 95 runs. And here's the first pitch from Tajima, and it's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. We're glad everybody can make it in tonight. Whether you're listening live or on delay, we appreciate you here. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Brandon Laird. And instead, they flip it over to first base, and getting back in time is the runner, Nakamura. We saw this last night. When Brandon Laird steps up to the plate, the catcher will stand up almost in full height. He's not in his crouch. He stands up, and he's calling for the fastball up and in. So here's the 0-1 pitch. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-1. They seem to have a strategy to go after Laird with the high heat. They'll set him up and in, and they'll try to make him chase. The very minimum also change the eye level of the pitcher, or of the hitter, that is. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. Tajima delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside. And the count is now 2-1 to Laird. So 2 balls and 1 strike. It's been a fairly easy work for Tajima to this part. Only 1 hit allowed for the first 3 innings. And of course, Laird was erased in a double play. He has faced the minimum batters. So here comes the 2-1 pitch. Tajima holds at the belt. He checks the runner at first. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This is lifted into left center field. Moving over underneath it is the left fielder, Rivero. He's going to make the catch. And that is going to retire Laird for the 3rd out of the 4th inning. So for the Chiba Lotte Marines, no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 runner left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 4th. We're all knotted up at zeros. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment. Here's another one of our Japanese Hall of Fame memories from our time in Tokyo. Welcome back, everybody. We are going to be back in just a moment with the call of the bottom of the fourth inning. We're all tied up at zeros. Hang tight. We'll be right here with you. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the fourth inning. It is going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters coming up for the Orix Buffaloes. That means it's going to be Yuma Mune, Masataka Yoshida, and Yataro Sugimoto to get things going here against the right-hander Manabu Mima. Mima has been sharp through his 3 innings of work, and he is allowed only 2 hits so far, and that was to Sugimoto and to Okada back in the second inning. He had some nice defense behind him to get out of that jam, and we're ready to get this one rolling again. So Mune steps up at the plate, and he takes the first pitch, and it's a breaking ball. He grounds it up the middle. Nakamura moving to his right. He backhands it. He throws off balance, and that is going to retire Mune on 1 pitch. It's going to go down as a ground out, 4-3 for out number 1. 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Masataka Yoshida. Yoshida flew out to right field his first time up. He took Mima to a 10-pitch at bat. In the playoffs, he is 1 for 4 and a walk so far. So here comes the first pitch. It is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1 to Yoshida. Yoshida in the playoffs is 1 for 4. And there's a pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is lifted into left center field. Moving over is the left fielder, Ogino. He's going to make the catch. And that is going to make quick work of Yoshida for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, Yataro Sugimoto. Sugimoto tonight is 1 for 1. He singled in the second inning. He was stranded at second base on the line drive double play by Okada. Sugimoto is 1 for 4 in these playoffs. And here comes the first pitch from Mima. It's a breaking ball that misses down. And the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Mima gets the sign from his catcher and he goes back to work. And there's a breaking ball swung on, and this ball is lashed into left field. It's going to get down in front of the left fielder, Ogino. And Sugimoto is aboard for the second time tonight via base hit. He's now 2 for 2. And that is going to bring up the left fielder, Rangel Rivero. Sugimoto did a pretty decent job of staying back on that pitch. Off-speed pitch that he was able to turn on and drill for a base hit. So runner on first is Sugimoto. There is 2 away here in the 4th inning. Rivero steps in. He is 0 for 1 tonight. He's 1 for 4 in the series. And the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. The Buffalo fans are pretty enthusiastic. There is a fastball swung on. It's grounded to short. Hechavarria fields it neatly, flips it to Nakamura at second. That's going to race Sugimoto on a fielder's choice, 6-4 for the 3rd out of the inning. So for the Orix Buffaloes in their half of the 4th, No runs, 1 hit, no error, and 1 runner left aboard. We're through 4 complete. It's Chiba nothing, Orix nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call of the 5th inning. We're glad you're with us.
Domo arigato. Sorry if I mispronounced that. I'm new at this. Thank you for watching Last Raps Baseball. Tell all your friends and family to come check him out, ask some questions during the telecast, and give him a good sub and a thumbs up. And this is Steve coming back at you, and some new things on my channel. Star Wars figures that everybody likes. We have Mad magazines from the 1970s. We try to avoid the Noid. And for your pleasure, once in a while, we can open up Michael Jackson if you want, the cards. We have Elvis. We have Sadahar O. We love everything that is everything, so we even have the Beatles fighting with lightsabers. Look at that, John and George. Once in a while, we'll even have my brother take over my channel on a Tuesday. So once again, everybody tell your friends, come see Freddie at Last Raps Baseball. And right now, I'm going to kick it right back to you, Freddie.
Thanks again, Steve. We are moving to the top half of the 5th inning. It is currently 0-0. We're going to have Edney Hechavarria, Koki Yamaguchi, and Hiromi Oka coming to bat for the Chiba Lotte Marines. Hechavarria grounded into a double play his first time up. He is 4 for 8 in the playoffs. And here's the first pitch from Tajima. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Hechavarria is currently 4 for 8 now in the playoffs. And he is pretty much one of the hotter hitters that the Marines have, and there's a fastball swung on and missed. And the count is now 0-2. On the season, Hechavarria only hit .203. He had 4 homers to go with 24 runs batted in. But his defensive prowess has been outstanding for the Marines. And there's a fastball that misses upstairs. And the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tajima ready to go back to work. He kicks and he delivers, and there is a breaking ball, and Hechavarria checks his swing. The ball is grounded foul on the first base side. And the count remains at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hechavarria digs in. Tajima ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It's lifted foul on the first base side. And the count remains at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hechavarria, as we mentioned yesterday, had a absolutely fantastic play. Going deep into the hole in the 6th hole at short, threw from his backside to get the base runner Adachi at first base. And there is a fastball swung on, and that's grounded foul over on the third base side. And we're going to do this all over again. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Hechavarria. So if you get a chance to go to the Instagram page of the Pacific League, you can see that highlight. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-2 to Hechavarria. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Back to work goes Tajima. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball and again swung on and again fouled away. This is turning into quite the at-bat for Hechavarria. This will be pitch number 9 coming up for Hechavarria. This game is skipping along quickly. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Tajima kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses off the outside corner. And the count is now 3-2. This game is in the top of the 5th inning. The Central League game, and we'll give you scoring updates. That game is only in the top of the 3rd inning between the Emery Giants and the Colt Swallows. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. That is a fastball swung on and missed. And Hechevarria is down on strikes for the first out here in the 5th inning. A quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard. The Colt Swallows scored a run in the bottom of the 1st inning. Markami scored the run. It was a RBI from Nishiura, the shortstop. Was able to plate the Swallows' first run of the ball game. Yuki Sagano was on the hill for the Giants tonight. And there's a first pitch breaking ball from Tajima to Yamaguchi taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Takahashi is on the mound for the Swallows. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. And there is a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-1 to Yamaguchi. Yamaguchi tonight is 0 for 1. He is 4 for 10 now in the playoffs. He's got a couple of RBIs to his name. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. That is a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul down the right field line. It's going to get into the stands just beyond the temporary seating on the right field line. That's going to run the count to 1-2 strikes. So 1-2 strikes to Yamaguchi. Tajima ready to go back to work. He's got a new baseball. He kicks and delivers, and it is a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded to short. It's fielded by Kirbiashi. He fires to first. And that is going to retire Yamaguchi on a ground out. 6-3 for out number 2. That is going to leave it up to the center fielder, Hiromi Oka. For Oka, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He flew up to center field his first time up. He is 0 for 10 in the playoffs. He's been hit by a pitch. He's looking for his first knock of the playoffs. And Tajima ready to go to work. And it's a fastball swung on, and there it is. It's a base hit that gets past the second baseman, Adachi, and Oka is aboard with a base hit single with 2 away here, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Yudai Fujioka. So the commentator curse works to perfection, at least not for Oka, but more for the pitcher, Tajima. So Oka is the runner at first. And Yudai Fujioka steps up to the plate. For Fujioka, he is 2 for 9 in the playoffs. He struck out his first time up. There's the pitch. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1 to Fujioka. As we mentioned earlier, Fujioka got the start at shortstop in the first game. He played the first 6 innings, and then Hechevarria came in, and he moved over to third, and that's the way it's been ever since. So here comes the 0-1 pitch, and instead, Tajima flips it over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner, Oka. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. Tajima pulls at the belt. He kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. There goes the runner. The throw down to second. And it is in time, and they're going to nail Oka. That's going to be a caught stealing, 2-6. I don't know if they're going to go have a look at it or not. We're going to wait here to see if the Marines are going to ask the umpires to take a look at this. And we're just going to hold up here for a second because I think they are. I think they're going to go have a peek at this, and the umpires are going underneath. But it looked like the ball got there in time, whether the tag was on time or not. There's another discussion for the umpires go underneath. And we'll have that in a minute. We're going to get our review of this and let you know what we think. The catcher Fushimi does a great job on the swing and miss. Shortstop Kirbiashi gets over to the bag. But I think the Marines may have a case. I think that even though the ball was in time, the tag was late getting down, and I think Oka is going to be ruled safe here. Ooh. Maybe not. We just had to look at a different angle. We're going to get a look at a third angle. So the umpires are coming out, and what is going to be their call? And they're going to stand by their call. He is out. So caught stealing 2-6 for out number 3. And that is going to do it here for the Chiba Lotte Marines in their top of the 5th inning. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. We're moving to the bottom of the 5th. It is Chiba nothing, Orix nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call of the bottom of the 5th inning. We're glad you're here.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Thanks again, Matt. We'll be back in just a moment with the call of the bottom of the 5th inning. Stay with us, everybody. Welcome back, everybody, and it's going to be T. Okada to lead it off, followed by Ryoichi Adachi and Kentaro Kirbiashi. And the first pitch from Amima is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1 to Okada. Okada tonight is a 1-for-1. He was erased in a double play back in the second inning. And there is a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Okada. Okada batting from the left side. Facing the right-handed slants Amima. Amima kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball. Swung on and missed. And Okada is retired on 3 pitches. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Ryoichi Adachi. So Adachi tonight is 0-for-1. He lined into the double play back in the second inning. He is looking for his first hit of the playoffs. He is officially 0-for-4. And up steps Adachi to the plate. So ready to go back to work is Mimi. And here's the first pitch. It's a fastball that misses up and in, and the count is 1-0. 54 pitches for the right-hander Manabu Mima so far here tonight. He holds at the belt. He kicks and he delivers. There's a fastball that is taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Adachi Delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses low, and the count is 1-2. Check that. 2 balls and 1 strike. I have to wait a little bit here for the home plate umpire. Comes the 2-1 pitch, and it's a fastball that misses up and in. And the count now goes to 3-1 to Adachi. Mima has had pretty good control tonight. He hasn't walked anybody yet. He's been very, very effective all around the zone. And here comes the 3-1 pitch. And there is a fastball taken for a called strike. Adachi was already starting to walk toward first base. He thought he got himself ball 4. And I have to admit, so did we. That pitch had a lot of arm side run to it. The home plate umpire gives the call to Mima, and that now brings the count full to 3-2. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. Mima kicks and delivers. It is a fastball, and that's fought off and fouled off into the netting just past the first base dugout. And the count is going to remain at 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. There's not been a lot of traffic on the bases tonight, and when there has been, it's been snuffed out in a hurry, and there's a fastball that misses upstairs. And Adachi is aboard with a 1-out walk here in the 5th inning. And is going to bring up the shortstop Kotaro Kirbiashi. Kirbiashi tonight is 0 for 1. He flew out to center field his first time up. He is 0 for 4 in the series. So this is the 8-hole hitter for the Buffaloes, is Kirbiashi. He's had a very steady game at shortstop. He's made some very nice defensive plays. Mima fires over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner Adachi. Kirbiashi has been steady, as we say, at shortstop. He's, on our books today, he's been involved in 3 plays tonight so far. And he's fielding his position flawlessly. So here comes the pitch from Mima. And it's a fastball that misses for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Kirbiashi digs in. Ready to face the right-hander Mima. Mima holds at the belt. And he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It is popped up in the infield. It's on the right side. Calling it is the second baseman, Shogo Nakamura. He makes the catch. And that is going to retire Kirbiashi for the 2nd out of the inning. That's going to leave it up to the catcher, Tori Fushimi. Fushimi tonight is 0 for 1. He grounded to second base his first time up. It was his first at-bat of the series. Of course, he didn't play in last night's game. He is the only change in the lineup, as Wakatsuki gets the night off tonight. Neither of the Orix catchers particularly have good bats. They're not there for their offense, but rather for their defensive play. And of course, last inning, Fushimi threw out the would-be base stealer Hiromi Oka to end the inning, or end their half of the 5th inning. There's a fastball that misses low, and the count is 1-0. Mima really wanted that pitch. So 1 ball and no strikes. So Mima holds the ball at the belt. He gets the sign from his catcher, and he's ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers. There is a breaking ball that just misses off the outside corner, and Mima is definitely not happy about that. That's 2 pitches in a row. fastball at the knees and a breaking ball on the outside corner, and he gets neither call. And especially when he has been around the zone the whole night, he is definitely not happy. What has he got to do? So 2 balls and no strikes. Should Fushimi find a way out, it'll be the top of the order, Fukuda, who is looming on deck. Mima throws over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner, Adachi. They're concerned about Adachi, that maybe he'll take off and try to get into scoring position. So here comes the 2-0 pitch. And again, Mima throws over to first base, and again, Adachi goes driving back into the bag. So 2 balls and no strikes to the catcher, Fushimi. Right-hander Mima gets the sign. There goes the runner, but he slams on the brakes. And that pitch is a fastball that's tapped foul over on the first base side, and the count is 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Fushimi digs in on the right side, ready to go back at it against the pitcher Mima. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. There's 2 away here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Mima kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul on the right first base side, but it's not going to be playable. It's going to reach the netting just behind the temporary seating. And that is going to run the count to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Fushimi giving a battle here to Mima. That was the 70th pitch of the ball game for Mima, the right-hander. So he's ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into shallow left center field. Moving on over is the center fielder, Oka. He's going to make the catch. That is going to do it for the Orix Buffaloes here in their half of the inning. They had no runs. They had no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're now through 5 complete innings at the Kisura Dome in Osaka. It's the Chiba Lotte Marines, nothing. The Orix Buffaloes, nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back. In a couple moments, they're going to do their cleaning of the field, and all the rest of that fun stuff will be back in just a couple moments with the call of the top of the 6th inning. We're glad you could be here.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just 1 roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. We are scoreless through 5 innings. We are going to be back in just a couple minutes as they are doing the maintenance around the bases. The cheerleaders are on the field, and the Buffalo mascots are out trying to keep the fans lively. But as they do in the Pacific League after the 5th inning, they do take a little break. We only have the 1 game out of town. And to look at the out-of-town scoreboard, it is the The Yakult Swallows and the Emery Giants are in the top of the fourth inning. The Swallows have a 1-0 lead. Each team only has 2 hits so far in the ballgame. Haruka and Sakamoto have the hits for the Giants. Shiomi and Murakami have the hits for the Swallows. A 1-0 ballgame as both Sagano and Takahashi are locked in a pitcher's duel. And we are also locked in a pitcher's duel at zeros here as we move to the 6th inning. Not a whole lot of highlights, especially offensively. It's been more the pitching and defense of both of these two teams that have kept the hitters off balance. And of course, Tajima has been all around the plate tonight, throwing strikes, been very, very efficient, as has been his counterpart, Manabu Mima, for the Chiba Lotte Marines. So we'll be back in just a moment with the call at the top of the 6th inning. After this, we're glad you guys could be here. We're sailing right along an hour and a half for 5 innings tonight. It's definitely way better than what Major League Baseball can produce, as their games seem to go on forever. Hold tight, everybody. We're still on the innings break. We'll be back in just a moment with the call at the top of the 6th. We'll be right back with you. Welcome back, everybody. We are going to be going to the top of the 6th inning shortly. It's going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters for the Chiba Lotte Marines coming to bat to face the pitcher Daiki Tajima. Tajima is now out completing his warm-up tosses and will be ready to get back at it here in just a couple moments. It has been a pitcher's duel. Tajima has worked 5 innings, allowing 2 hits, walking 1, and striking out 4 so far. He has faced 1 batter above the minimum as he's had some defensive help. Other side for the Chiba Lotte Marines, starter Manabu Mima, 5 innings, 3 hits, a walk, and 3 Ks. He has faced 3 batters above the minimum. Mima has thrown 71 pitches tonight. Tajima has thrown 62 pitches. And they are locked in a battle. So Fujioka, Kato, and then the top of the order, Ojino, to get things going. And we're ready to get this one back underway here in the top of the 6th inning. Fujioka tonight is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. He is 2 for 9 now in the playoffs. Left-hander against the left-hander, and the first pitch is a breaking ball, swung on and missed. And the count is 0-1. Fujioka is getting the nod at third base again tonight. He replaced Hisanori in that first game. I wonder if Hisanori is a little bit on the hurt side. I wonder if he's got a knock or something, because we haven't seen him since. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Tajima ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on, and this ball is lifted into shallow left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. And Fujioka has himself a leadoff single here in the top of the 6th inning. That is going to bring up the catcher, Takuma Kato, and one would have to think, like in Japanese baseball style, he's probably squaring the bunt in the on-deck circle. You would have to think they're going to try to get him, Fujioka, over to second to try to bang him home. So Kato is 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up. He's 0 for 6 in the playoffs. And just as I suspect, he is already squaring the bunt. And here comes the first pitch from Tajima. It is bunted straight down, but it spins back behind the plate. And that is going to be a first pitch strike to Kato, and the count is 0-1. One thing that you do see in Japanese baseball are good fundamental skills, overall fundamentals. The Japanese players are able to get the balls down and bunt for base hits, and also sacrifice the runners over. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. And there's a fastball that misses off the outside corner as Kato pulls back, and the count is 1-1. The North American game has really changed. Earlier this year, Tommy John, the former left-handed pitcher with the Dodgers and the Yankees, went on record as saying that the game is unrecognizable to him in North America. It has changed so much. And in a lot of ways, with the analytics and everything else that goes on in the game, you can understand it. There's a fastball that's bunted. It's picked up by the catcher. He fires it down to second for one. They throw back to first. So Kato, unable to do his job. That is going to go down as a ground out. 2-6. Or a fielder's choice, I should say, 2-6. It's going to erase Fujioka at second base. And Kato is aboard with a fielder's choice, but he's unable to advance the runner along. That is going to bring up the top of the order, Ogino, but a great play by the catcher, Fushimi. He pounced on it like a cat. He picked it up. He fired down to second base. And they were able to erase Fujioka for the first out. And of course, trading the foot speed of Fujioka for the catcher Kato was definitely something that's going to put a landmine on the bases here for Ogino. So Ogino steps in. He is 0 for 2 tonight. He's 4 for 14 in the playoffs. He's hitting .286 now. And the first pitch to Ogino was swung on. It's lined over to third. Mune makes the play. He fires across the diamond, but getting back in time is Kato. That ball was hit right on the screws. Ogino hit it right to Mune. And Ogino is retired for the second out of the inning. Fantastic swing. Nice play by Mune. Good recognition to come across the diamond, but heads up base running by Kato to easily get back to first base. And that is going to bring up the left-handed stick of Leonis Martin. Martin tonight is 0 for 2. He struck out in the first, and he popped to third in the fourth inning. And here comes the first pitch from Tajima. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. Lefty versus the lefty. Tajima ready to go back to work. He holds the ball at the belt. He checks the runner at first. He kicks and delivers. There is a fastball swung on and missed. Leonis Martin has now had the count evened at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Martin. So Tajima ready to go back to work. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. He kicks and delivers, and it is a fastball that just misses off the outside corner. The count is now 2-1 to Leonis Martin. Leonis Martin began his big league career with the Texas Rangers. He also had stops with the Seattle Mariners, the Detroit Tigers, Cleveland Indians. When he was with Cleveland, he ended up in the hospital. He had a life-threatening bacterial infection. Ended up knocking him out for the rest of the season that one year. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's lifted foul into the seats beyond the third base dugout. And the count is 2-2. The Tigers flipped him to the Indians and in return got Willie Castro, who was currently with the big league club in Detroit. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tajima holds at the belt. He kicks and delivers. There is a breaking ball swung on, and this ball is hooked foul. This time it's going to reach the seats beyond the first base side. Martin was way out in front. And the count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Martin waiting on the pitch from Tajima. Tajima holds at the belt. Here's the 2-2. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. And the count now runs full to Martin. So that means that the base runner Cato is going to be off to the races. Cato is the runner at first. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Leonis Martin. Lefty against the lefty. And here comes the pitch from Tajima. He kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. It's popped up on the first base side. Moving over towards the stands is T. Okada, but he's going to watch that sail into the seats. It's about 4 or 5 rows deep. So Martin is going to get second life. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Leonis Martin. Ready to go back to work again, Tajima. A real battle here with the Cuban left-handed hitter. This is going to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. And Martin has asked for time. He steps out. He's got batting gloves, but he's also got these wrist straps on his hands as well. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. And we're ready to go back to work. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Tajima kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And Leonis Martin has gone down for the 2nd time tonight on strikes. And that is going to do it for the Chiba Lotte Marines in their half of the 6th inning. So there was no runs, no hits, no errors. Check that. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We are now through 5.5 innings. It's the Chiba Lotte Marines, nothing. The Orix Buffaloes, nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment. The call at the bottom of the 6th inning after this. We're glad you could be here. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the 6th inning. We are all knotted up in a 0-0 scoreline. It is going to be the top of the order for the Orix Buffaloes coming up. It's going to be Shuhei Fukuda, Yumamune, and Masataka Yoshida. So 1, 2, 3 in the Orix batting order. They're coming back out to face Manabu Mima, as both pitchers here are throwing gems tonight in Game 2 of this series. The Orix Buffaloes and the Chiba Lotte Marines are knotted up at zeros. They haven't scored a run, either team, since the first inning of yesterday's game. Here's the first pitch from Mima. It is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is quickly 0-1 to Fukuda. It was the first inning run by Orix, and that has been it ever since. There's a fastball swung on, and this is going to reach the seats on the third base side, and the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Fukuda tonight has flown out both times to center field. He is 1 for 6 in the playoffs. And here comes the pitch. It is fastball swung on. It's grounded right to Nakamura. He flips it to first. That is going to retire Fukuda. That goes as a ground out. 4-3 for out number 1 here in the 6th inning. And that is going to bring up the third baseman, Yumamune. For Yumamune tonight, he is 0 for 2. He struck out and grounded out. He is 1 for 5 in the playoffs, and he's also drawn a walk. But he has made some sparkling defensive plays in the infield. And also some good decisions like last inning. Last inning, he had a line drive that he caught, and he almost turned it into a double play. And there's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow center field. Coming hard is the center fielder, Oka, and he's going to make the catch on the run. He got a bit of a late jump, but Oka is able to haul that one in for the second out of the inning. That is going to bring up Masataka Yoshida. Masataka Yoshida tonight is 0 for 2. He had a very impressive at-bat in the first inning. He took pitcher Mima to 10 pitches before he flew out to right field. He also flew out to left field his last time up. He's 1 for 5 in the 2 playoff games with a walk. Here's the pitch from Mima. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Yoshida on the season was hitting .339 before he went down with his injury. We said that the last 4 years he's hit .320 or above. There's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner. And the count is 0-2, but that's where Yoshida starts to get tough. He had 2 strikes on him the last time and battled it to a full count. As I said, his stance, he reminds me very similar of a left-handed hitting Alec Bregman. And here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses off the outside corner. The count is 1-2. Bregman, of course, is a right-handed stick for the Houston Astros. I look at Yoshida here at the plate, and he is left-handed, but he's very rigid. He's very stiff. He holds the bat at his chest. It looks like he's really squeezing the bat. So here's the 1-2 pitch. And that ball is lined right back off the pitcher Mima, and it's going to just roll to the line at third base. We're going to have a visit. Mima is absolutely drilled. And that can't be a good thing, as they do have somebody up in the bullpen for the Marines. We're going to have a look here because Mima is hobbling around big time. And as they've done in Japan, they'll sometimes take the player off of the field. They'll go into the dugout area. It's something you don't see in Major League Baseball. Well, he's walking off under his own power. He's with the trainer. He'll probably go underneath the stands and get the magic spray out. But they do have action in the Chiba bullpen. Can't quite tell who is up and throwing. They are making the call to get things going here. And so that ball, we're going to take a look at the replay. That ball was scorched right back. It looks like it may have hit him on the top of the kneecap. If that hit him on the kneecap, and we're going to get a different angle on this. Maybe not. Maybe he was fortunate to get it in the thigh. If he gets it in the thigh, then he'll be okay. If he took it in the kneecap, there was concern because you can always get a chip, or you can get, there could be ligament damage, there could be something. But that is not a good thing. It looks like they are going to be going to the bullpen as Iguchi has come out and talked to the home plate umpire. We're going to get this change, and we'll get that for you when we come back in just a couple moments. But by the movements there, it looks like that Mima is going to be done, and they do have a new pitcher entering the ball game, and we'll get you those specs in just a couple of minutes. An unfortunate turn of events here with 2 outs in the 6th inning as Masataka Yoshida hits a line drive right back out the pitcher Mima. We'll be back in just a moment, everybody. We'll get you the change. We're glad you are with us tonight. Here's our friend Matt.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. It is a pitching change, and it's going to be Yusuke Azuma coming into the ball game. He appeared in last night's game in relief for the Chiba Lotte Marines. He is going to get a little bit of extra time to warm up. The right-hander taking over is 1-0 on the season. He worked 34 and a third innings. He allowed 38 hits. He gave up 16 runs, 11 earned. He walked 9 and struck out 29. He had a 2.88 earned run average. And he is taking over here in the ball game. And he's completed his warm-up tosses, and we are ready to get back to the action. So Mima is done. Azuma is in. And we're ready to resume action here. So Yusuke Azuma now taking over. And he is going to face the right fielder Yutaro Sugimoto. Sugimoto tonight is 2 for 2 at the plate. He singled both of his times up. He was erased in a fielder's choice last time. There's 2 away here with Yoshida on first. And so here comes the first pitch, and it is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is absolutely hammered to left field, and this ball is gone. The first pitch that he sees from the pitcher Azuma is deposited into the left field seats for a 2-run blast, and the Orix Buffaloes have jumped out onto the lead here against the Chiba Lotte Marines. Welcome to the ball game, Azuma. He absolutely turned on that pitch, deposited in the left field seats. Sugimoto, with his 3rd hit of the ball game, is absolutely on fire tonight. He is definitely carrying the mail for the Buffaloes. So Sugimoto is getting a huge ovation from the crowd. A lot of fist pumps in the dugout. And you can thank Masataka Yoshida for knocking out the starting pitcher. And the first pitch that he sees, he hits that ball a country mile into the seats. And 2-0, the Buffaloes have the lead. And so here we are back to the live action. The first pitch to Rangel Rivera was swung on. It's grounded to second. It's fielded by the second baseman Nakamura. He throws to first. And that is going to be 1 pitch too late. It's a ground out 4-3 for the 3rd out of the inning. But for the Buffaloes, they had 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 6 innings. It is the Orix Buffaloes 2, the Chiba Lotte Marines nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple minutes. We're glad you could be here with us. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the top of the 7th inning. The Chiba Lotte Marines are going to be sending up Shogo Nakamura, Brandon Laird, and Edney Hechevarria. It is the 3, 4, and 5 hitters in the batting order for Chiba. It is a 2-0 Orix lead as we're moving into the last third of the ball game. And it was an unfortunate turn of events as the starting pitcher, Mima, had to leave the ballgame. Unfortunately, he's also going to be potentially on the hook for the loss in this one, if this score is able to hold up, as he was responsible for the first base runner. And so here we go. We do have a pitching change for the Orix Buffaloes as they have gone to the bullpen. They are bringing in a right-hander. This is going to be Ryo Yoshida in to pitch. We'll get you his specs in a few minutes. So the first pitch from Yoshida is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is now quickly no balls and 1 strike. So 0-1 to Nakamura. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on, and this ball is driven into deep left field. Moving back onto the warning track is Rivero, and he's going to haul it in right at the deepest part of left field. Nakamura has been retired for the first out here of the 7th inning, so 1 up and 1 away. And that is going to bring up the first baseman, Brandon Laird. So Ryo Yoshida on in relief here. So Brandon Laird steps in. He is 1 for 2 tonight. He is 2 for 13 in the playoffs with a couple of RBIs. Always dangerous right-handed stick. Waits at the plate, and the first pitch is a fastball that misses down and in. And the count is 1-0. I'm sure we're going to see changes each inning now from here on out. So here comes the pitch. It is a split finger pitch that swung on and missed. It is now 1-1. Just a couple of notes on Yoshida. And here comes the pitch from Yoshida. It's a fastball that moves Laird off the plate, and the count is 2-1. Right-hander was 1-1 this season. He pitched in 18 ball games with 17 innings. He had a 2.12 ERA. It was good for a strikeout an inning, as he had 17 innings. And there is a fastball swung on. It's weakly grounded to short. Kirbiashi picks it up. He throws to first. And that is going to retire Brandon Laird. It goes as a ground out, 6-3 for out number 2. And that's going to leave it up to Edney Hechevarria. So Hechevarria tonight is 0 for 2. He grounded into a double play his first time up, and he struck out in the 5th. He is 4 for 9 in the playoffs. He's made some brilliant defensive plays. And tonight he has just been pretty much routine. I hate to call him boring, but he's been making easy plays and routine plays routine. And the first pitch to Hechevarria is a fastball swung on. It's popped up into shallow left center field. Coming in hard And that ball is going to get down in front of the center fielder. Digging hard for second base is Hechevarria, and a good heads-up piece of base running. He is aboard with a double. Shuhei Fukuda had to come a long way. He wasn't able to get to the ball. The ball dropped in sort of a Bermuda triangle between him, Kirbayashi, and the left fielder Rivero. And as the ball bounced and took the jump out of it, Hechevarria, digging hard out of the box, slides into second base with a double. And that's going to bring up Koki Yamaguchi. So a 2-out double for Hechevarria. So Yamaguchi tonight is 0 for 2. He is 4 for 11 in the playoffs. The Marines are slowly running out of outs. They're looking for their first run. It's been 15 and 2/3 innings, and they haven't scored a run. We do have a pinch hitter coming up for the Marines. This is going to be Toshiya Sato. So Sato is back for Yamaguchi. The first pitch to Sato is a fastball swung on and tap foul over on the third base side. So I'll be curious to see if Sato comes into the game. And if they do that, who is going to go into right field? So Sato batting with the runner on second, Hechevarria. There is 2 away. Here comes the 0-1 pitch from Yoshida. He kicks and delivers, and it's a changeup swung on. It is popped up on the right side. That is going to reach the seats just beyond the first base dugout, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Sato waiting on the delivery from Yoshida. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. He kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on. It's tapped slowly to first. It's fielded by the first baseman Okada, and he applies a tag to the base or the batter runner Sato. It's going to go down as a ground out to 3 for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Chiba Lotte Marines strand a 2-out double by Edney Hechevarria. There was no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left aboard. We are moving to the bottom of the 7th inning. It is the Orix Buffaloes 2, the Chiba Lotte Marines nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call of the bottom of the 7th inning. Here's our friend Steve Rademacher again.
Hello, and we'll be right back to Last Straps Baseball after this brief message from me, Steve Rademacher. Thank you all for watching my channel and supporting me. Thank you all for supporting Freddie and Last Straps Baseball. He does an awesome job commentating. And to show you some more stuff that you can see on my channel, we have shiny Pokemon cards. We have Hall of Fame quarterbacks like Brett Favre. We have Bo Jackson playing baseball. That's right. That's his rookie card. Very nice. We even have gold. We have gold. We have wrestlers. That's Rowdy Piper. And yes, we even have Jason Stokes and many ways to destroy him. So now, thank you again. Back to your regular program with your host, Last Straps Baseball.
Thanks again, Steve. We are moving to the bottom of the 7th inning. We'll be back in just a moment after this with all the calls to bring you home the rest of the way. Welcome back, everybody. It is a call to the bullpen. It's going to be Yuki Karakawa on in relief. The right-hander is come on in replacement of Yasuki Azuma, who served up that 2-run homer last inning. And he is going to face T. Okada, Ryo Edechi, and Kitaro Kobayashi. And the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1 to Okada. So Karakawa on in relief, a career Chiba Lotte Marine. He's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to second. Nakamura moves to his left. He fields it. He throws to first. And that is going to retire Okada on a ground out 4-3 for out number 1 here in the 7th inning. And that is going to bring up the second baseman, Ryo Adachi. Adachi tonight is 0 for 1. He lined into a double play in the 2nd, and he walked in the 5th. Orix Buffaloes have themselves a 2-0 lead here. The Chiba Lotte Marines are running out of time. And here comes the first pitch from Karakawa. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. Karakawa is a 32-year-old right-hander, and here's the pitch. It's a fastball that's taken for a called strike at the knees, and the count is 1-1. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. Karakawa kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Adachi. Adachi is 0 for 4 in the playoffs. He drew a walk tonight. It's the first time he has reached base. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball that's swung on, and it's lifted foul down the right field line. It's going to have room to reach the seats as it is out of play, and that is going to even the count at 2-2. There has been a defensive change. As we said, Sato has come into the ball game. I'm not sure if he's stayed in the ball game to play right field, but it looks like we do have confirmation of that. So Sato is in for Yamaguchi. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. And he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball, and this ball is again fouled off on the right field side. The count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Adachi waiting on the delivery from the right-hander, Karakawa, and it's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now runs to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. So here comes the 3-2 pitch to Adachi. Karakawa holds at the chest. He kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball, and that misses down. And Adachi is aboard for the 2nd time tonight via the base on balls. They've got a 1-out base runner. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Kitaro Kobayashi. For Kobayashi tonight, he is 0 for 2. He is 0 for 5 in the playoffs. He has flown out to center and popped to second tonight in his 2 plate appearances. So he gets himself dug in the batter's box. Karakawa is ready to go back to work. Runner on first is Adachi, and here's the pitch from Karakawa. Instead, he steps off and fakes a throw to first base. So here comes the pitch to Kobayashi as And he squares the bunt and he drops it down. It's a good one, but it just rolls foul on the third base line. And it certainly wasn't a sacrifice bunt. It looked like it was a drag bunt because the third baseman, Fujioka, was playing well back at third base. Kobayashi drops it down and he bunts it foul. Normally the sacrifice bunts, there's an early, they square around early, they get up on the plate. That's not what the shortstop did here. He was not looking for a drag. He was looking to, or not looking to sacrifice. He was looking to drag down the line. So no ball and 1 strike to Kobayashi. There's one away here in the 7th inning, and the base runner Adachi is at first. Karakawa checks the runner at first base. He's ready to go to work. He kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball, and that's swung on and lifted foul. Behind home plate on the first base side, and the count is now 0-2 to Kobayashi. So no balls and 2 strikes. Adachi establishes his lead at first base. First baseman Brandon Laird holds him on. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And that ball is a split finger pitch down to the dirt. It's a nice block by the catcher Kato. And that is going to keep the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Since the pitching changes have taken place, this game has slowed down a little bit. Last night the game was done in 2 hours and about 15 minutes. And not tonight. This game is going to take a little bit longer to play. The game at the Jinju Stadium in Tokyo, it's still 1-0 for the Swallows. Karakawa flips it over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner Adachi. We're going to do this 1-2 pitch to Kobayashi all over again. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. Karakawa holds at the belt, and he raises it up to his chest. And again, he throws over to first, and again diving back is Adachi. Adachi had 5 stolen bases on the season. He doesn't particularly run fast. He does move well, but he doesn't run fast. He's not somebody that we would consider a blazer. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. Karakawa kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field. Moving over underneath it is Ogino. He's going to make the catch. And that is going to retire Kobayashi on a long fly ball for out number 2, and that's going to leave it up to the catcher, Tori Fushimi. For Fushimi, he is 0 for 2 tonight. He grounded out to second his first time up, and he flew out to center his last time up. He is getting the start tonight. Last night it was Kenyawaka Tsuki behind the plate for the Buffaloes. So 2 away here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Karakawa ready to go back to work. And the first pitch is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away right into the feet of the catcher. And Fushimi is wearing a shin guard on his left leg for a reason. He was way out in front of that pitch, and he fouled it right into his shin. So no balls and 1 strike. The shin guard that he wears, I look at it, it looks like a soccer shin guard. It comes almost up to just below his knee. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's popped up on the right side of the infield. Camping out underneath it is Brandon Laird. He's going to make the catch. And that is going to retire Fushimi for the third out of the inning. So for Orix in their half of the seventh, no runs, no hits, no errors, and one runner left aboard. We are through 7 complete. It is the Chiba Lotte Marines nothing, the Orix Buffaloes nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple minutes, and by the looks of it, we'll have ourselves another pitching change. Hope you're enjoying the game with us. It's been a well-played game, and it's highly entertaining. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this. Welcome back, everybody. There is a pitching change for the Orix Buffaloes. They are going to the right-hander, and it is going to be Tyler Higgins coming into the ball game. Tyler Higgins is 30 years old, an American. He appeared in 49 ball games this year. He pitched in 46 and a third innings. He had a couple of saves, allowed 37 hits, 14 runs, 13 earned. He walked 19 and struck out 36. He had a ERA of 2.53. He was 1 win and 2 losses on the year. He originally was a draft pick out of high school by the Texas Rangers, and he was redrafted by the Florida Marlins after the 2013 draft. He went to Mount Pleasant High School, then he went to Lansing Community College in Lansing, Michigan, and he attended Wayne State University. So here's the first pitch from Higgins. It's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded. It's fielded on one hop by the first baseman, Okada. He races over to the bag. He slides and gets to the base ahead of Higgins and the base runner. And that is 1 pitch and 1 away as Hiromi Oka is retired. That goes as a ground out to 3. Out number 1, so 1 up and 1 away. Higgins, as we mentioned, he was from the Michigan area. He never played in the major leagues. He was a lifetime and career minor leaguer, 9 seasons in the minor leagues. And he went over in 2020 last year to play for the Buffaloes. This is his 2nd season in the Japanese league, and here comes the pitch delivered to Yudai Fujioka. It's a fastball that misses up and in, and the count is 1-0. The last pitch was at 95 miles an hour. So here comes the 1-0 from Higgins. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-0. It looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter for the Marines on deck, and we'll get you that when it comes up in a minute. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. You sometimes see the pitchers go over to Japan, and they may be able to bounce their way back. It'll be curious to see if Higgins is going to find a way back to the big leagues. And there's a fastball swung on and missed. Fujioka swings and misses. And he goes down on strikes for the 2nd time tonight, and that is 2 up and 2 away. That is going to leave it up to the pinch hitter. Once we get that announcement, it looks like it's officially going to be Hisanori Yasuda, who we were talking about earlier. Yasuda got the start in Game 1 of the series against the Golden Eagles, and he has not seen the field since. He is 0 for 2 in the playoffs. And here's the first pitch to Yasuda. It's a fastball that misses inside. And the count is 1-0. So 2 away here in the top of the 8th inning. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Yasuda. It's a fastball swung on. And it's tap foul over by the first base coach's box. And the count now is 1 ball and 1 strike. For Yasuda on the season, this was his 3rd year. He's only 22 years old. He appeared in 115 games for Chiba. He posted a .242 batting average. He had 8 homers and 55 runs batted in. You can anticipate he's going to be around for a long time. We got Ben Roberts in the house. There's a ground ball to the second baseman. It's fielded neatly by the Orix Buffaloes second baseman Adachi. He throws to first. And that is going to retire Yasuda. It goes as a ground out, 4-3 for the 3rd out of the inning. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. We're glad you are with us. We're moving to the bottom of the 8th inning. There were no runs in the inning. No hits, no errors, and no Marines left aboard. They have been scoreless for 17 consecutive innings in this series. We'll be back in just a moment after this. Hold tight. We're glad you are with us. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the 8th inning. It is going to be the top of the batting order coming up for the Buffaloes. It's going to be Shuhei Fukuda, Yuma Mune, and Masataka Yoshida. And it looks like we are going to have ourselves another pitching change. We're going to confirm that for you in just a moment, as it is going to be turning over into the battle of the bullpens. And just a quick recap. In this ball game here tonight, the only runs of the game came in the 6th inning on a 2-run homer by Yataro Sugimoto. But it was Masataka Yoshida's line drive off the pitcher Manabu Mima, the batter before, that knocked him out of the game. And then it was the relief pitcher Yasuki Azuma on the first pitch delivered to Sugimoto, had the ball deposited into the left field seats, and that is where we stand. It is a 2-0 ball game. It's in the bottom of the 6th inning, and the Yakult Swallows have a 1-0 lead still on the Yomiuri Giants. The game is also a pitcher's duel. So we have this game ready to resume action in just a moment. They have announced the attendance for tonight, and the attendance is 17,913, which is very similar to the attendance last night, which is approximately the 1/3 of the capacity at the Kisera Dome. Marines have gone to the bullpen again, and they're going to bring on a right-hander. It's going to be Fumiya Ono. So he will be the 4th pitcher of the ball game for the Marines. And Ono takes over, and he's going to be facing the top of the order. So here's the first pitch to Fukuda. It's a fastball that misses up and in. And the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Fukuda tonight is 0 for 3. He is 1 for 7 in the playoffs. He takes a fastball for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Ono ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and this is fouled off on the third base side. It's going to reach the seats in those temporary seats. And the count is now 1-2 to Fukuda. I call them temporary. I don't know if it is designed always for baseball, some of these stadiums, it looks like they put the additional seating in there. There's no protection for those fans. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and it is a breaking ball that misses low, and the count is 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. Ono delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and Fukuda fouls it right off into his shin guard. As we mentioned before, some of these swings are quite long, and they've got these huge soccer-style shin guards. And that's exactly where Fukuda fouled it off, right into his shin. Some players, their swings are just long. Rather than fixing the swing, they put the shin guard on. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. And here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses low, and the count now is 3-2 to Fukuda. Ono on in his first inning of work of relief. One would think that the Buffaloes will be going to their bullpen to try to close it out in the 9th inning. And there's a fastball swung on at his line right to the second baseman, Nakamura. And Fukuda is retired for the first out here in the 8th inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up Yuma Mune. The closer for the Buffaloes this year, the predominant closer, has been Yoshihisa Hirano. For those of you who may be familiar with Hirano, he had played in the major leagues, spent time with the Diamondbacks and the Mariners organization. In fact, in 2018 with the Diamondbacks, he was absolutely outstanding. It was a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. I have a friend who works in the Diamondback organization, and that first year that he went and played for Arizona, they were scouring Asia wherever they could get to get themselves a arm, and he fit the bill. And there is a fastball swung on. It is lifted into shallow left field. Moving in on it is Ogino. He's going to make the catch. And that is going to retire Yuma Mune for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away. So that is who we would expect the 37-year-old to come on in relief. He's been very, very solid this year. That brings up the assassin to the plate. I call him the assassin because that's what he did the last time up. This is Masataka Yoshida. He took the leg off of the pitcher, Manabu Mima, knocked him out of the game. He is 1 for 3 tonight. He is 2 for 6 in the series with a walk. And here's the first pitch to Yoshida. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. I've seen Yoshida play quite a few times this year, and I really like the way that he hits. He just walks in the batter's box, and he looks like a guy who's about to hit. And there it is. There's a fastball swung on. It is lined into left field for a base hit. And he is aboard with a 2-out single. And that's going to bring up the right fielder, Yataro Sugimoto. Sugimoto tonight, 3 for 3 tonight at the plate. He's got 2 singles and the home run, including the 2 RBIs to go with it. 2-run shot the last time. So Sugimoto steps into the box. They do have a pinch runner in the ball game now for Yoshida. We'll get you that update in a second. So Yoshida is done for the night. So here we go, back to work. And stepping off is Ono, and he's faking the throw to first base. Sugimoto steps in, ready to go. It looks like it's Kodai Sano running at first base. We'll confirm that for you. So here comes the first pitch. It is a breaking ball that is down. They appeal over to first base, but the first base umpire said that Sugimoto didn't go, and the count is 1-0. It was a first pitch that he saw from the reliever Azuma. As last time up that he deposited into the left field seats. That is the difference in the ball game, as it's 2-0 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. So Ono holds at the belt. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and this ball is driven foul down the right field line. The ball girl down the right field line had to scamper out of the way. That evens the count at 1-1. Sugimoto just looks like a hitter who's oozing confidence tonight. Anything near the plate, he is going to jump on it. So 1 ball and 1 strike. A big fella digs himself in the batter's box. We're ready for the 1-1 from Ono. And Ono again flips it over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner Sano. So here comes the 1-1 pitch to Sugimoto. And Ono kicks and delivers. It's a fastball. There goes the runner. A throw down to second base, and it's not in time, and Sano has himself a stolen base. And Ben Roberts chimes in and says the Swallows are now up 5-0. Oh, Tomoyuki Sagano got lit up. I think, yes, Sagano, if I'm not mistaken, gave up the run in the first inning, or a couple of runs in the first. No, it was the second inning tonight. Looks like I'm a little bit low or slow on the update. The last record I had was 2-0. Giants are looking to punch their way out of the playoffs. One more loss and they are finished. Pretty impressive that we're going to see a worst to first potential Japan series. They are taking a look at this on the replay. I'm not sure what they're looking at. If maybe Sano had come off the base, the throw was possibly there was a tag. We're going to get the replay of that. We're getting the replay where the tag was. The tag was high, but he may have tagged the runner. They're going to have to go and make a decision on this, the umpires, as this is being challenged. But it looks like that Nakamura may have got the tag in on Sano. The umpire called him safe. I think this is going to be overturned on review. And if that is going to end the inning here, but we're going to wait and see till they officially come back. So Kodai Sano, the tag was high. If there was no replay, probably the right call, because typically you don't give the high tag to a runner, that's for sure. And they come out, and I am wrong, and they've ruled that he is safe at second base. So I'm not sure what they were looking at. And that is the second time tonight that they have made the call. I'm just looking to see if they're going to put Sugimoto on to set up a force. And they are. They've intentionally walked Sugimoto. So now they're going to face Rangel Rivero. I'm not sure that I would want to do that. Rivero last night had some real impressive swings. He's been okay tonight. So the runner at second is Sano after he has stolen the base. They intentionally walk Sugimoto. And now Rivero strides to the plate. He is 0 for 3 this evening. He was 1 for 3 last night. He's 1 for 6 in this series. So there's 2 away, and Ono with 2 out has got himself into some trouble. So Rivero looking to blow this game apart here in the 8th inning with 2 away. He steps into the batter's box, and we're ready to go back to work. Ono holds at the belt. He checks the runner Sano at second. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Rivero. Rangel Rivero, only 3 for 7 on the season. He had 7 at-bats in his NPB debut, but yet he's got his 7th at-bat coming up right here tonight in the playoffs. And there's a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count goes to 1-1. So this is definitely going to shape up. It could be the worst to the first Japan series we've had in a while. I think it's only happened once before. But if you were putting money on the Yakult Swallows and Orix Buffaloes to win their respective divisions, I don't think anybody would have done that back in March. But it's got a good chance to happen. There's a fastball that swung on. It's lifted foul on the first base side. The count is 1-2. Both of the teams are in the driver's seat. It's been 17 innings without a run for the Chiba Lotte Marines. Unless they've got some magic in their hats, it's going to be difficult to score. They do have the top of the order coming up next inning. As we said, it would be expected that the Buffaloes are going to go to their closer. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. And it is a breaking ball that misses down. It's a good block by the catcher for Chiba. There have been some changes. So the catcher who is now in the game for the Chiba Lotte Marines is Kakanuma. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Looming on deck is the first baseman, Okada. So here comes the 2-2 to Rivero. Ono delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted to right field. Moving over toward the line is the right fielder. That is the new right fielder, Sato. He makes the catch, and that is going to do it. As Rangel Rivero has flown out to end the inning. So for the Orix Buffaloes in their half of the 8th, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 runners left aboard. Stick around, everybody. We are going to the 9th inning. It's the Orix Buffaloes 2, the Chiba Lotte Marines 0. There will be a pitching change when we return. We are glad you are with us. Here's our friend Matt.
Good evening, sports fans. I hope you all have been enjoying the game. This is just another message from another Hollis build. I hope that your team is in the lead, but if not, remember, that's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But you know I'm gonna change that tune. When I'm back on top in June. I said that's life. And as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on my team. But I don't let it get me down. 'Cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around. I hope you enjoy the rest of the game. And if it remains the same, remember, that's life. You want your fill? Go check another Hollis build on YouTube. Last Raps Baseball. Let's get back to the game. Let's go! You know that's life. You know it. One love and peace.
Welcome back, everybody. It is a pitching change, and it is going to be Yoshihisa Hirano coming into the ball game for the Orix Buffaloes. He is their closer. And as we mentioned earlier on, he is looking to seal the deal. The former big leaguer who spent time with the Diamondbacks and Mariners organization is on in relief. He had 29 saves this year to go with a 2.30 ERA. He worked 43 innings, striking out 37, walking 9. There are a couple of defensive changes that we will get to as we can. But here it is. It is Hirano on in relief. It's the top of the order. It's going to be Ogino, Martin, and Nakamura. And the first pitch to Ogino is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Ogino. And there's another fastball that rushes Ogino off the plate. The count is 2-0. Ogino tonight is 0 for 3. He's lined to second, he's lined to third, and he is grounded to short. So here comes the 2-0 pitch. And it is a fastball that catches the inside corner, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. It is definitely crunch time in Osaka. And do or die time for the Chiba Lotte Marines. So here comes the 2-1 pitch. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 3-1. Hirano is definitely not finishing his pitches. He's left them up in the zone. He's very upright on the mound. So here comes the 3-1 pitch. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 3-2. You sometimes see that with pitchers, especially older pitchers, where they have a tendency to be a little bit more upright. They don't finish their pitches. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. That happens. The ball gets left up in the zone. So here's the 3-2. There's a fastball swung on, and it's lifted foul on the first base side. And the count remains at 3-2. Just for Tyler Higgins' sake, in the 8th inning, he only threw 8 pitches. So Ogino giving Hirano a battle. Here we go. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. That's a fastball swung on. It is popped up on the right side of the infield. Ryo Adachi is camping out underneath it. He makes the grab, and that is out number 1. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Leonis Martin. For Leonis Martin tonight, he is 0 for 3. He has struck out twice and popped out to the third baseman. Hirano gets the sign from his catcher. He kicks and he delivers. There is a fastball that misses off the outside corner, and the count is 1-0. Martin will be followed by the second baseman, Shogo Nakamura. Martin is 2 for 13 here in the young playoffs, and there's a fastball swung on and missed. And the count is 1-1. The Chiba Lotte Marines have gone now 17 1/3 innings without a run scored. It's difficult to win ball games when you can't put runs on the board. And here's a fastball swung on and missed. And the count is now 1-2. I don't really know Hirano's pitch repertoire, but it'd be interesting to see if he could come back with a changeup. That last pitch was 151 kilometers an hour, which is about a 94 mile an hour fastball. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. Hirano kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's lifted foul behind home plate. And the count remains at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Martin. Hirano holds at the belt. He kicks and delivers. There's a changeup that he swings and misses on, and that is going to retire Leonis Martin for the second out of the inning. It was at 140 kilometers an hour. He took about 6 or 7 miles off that from the previous pitch. And that is going to leave it all up to Shogo Nakamura. So once this game is done, we'll do a quick little recap for you. And just as a reminder, we'll be back on the airwaves again tomorrow night, so hopefully you can join us again. And there's a first pitch breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Nakamura. Nakamura tonight is officially 0 for 2. He walked in the middle of his 2 at-bats, and there he takes a fastball that misses in, and the count is 2-0. His other 2 times up, he has flown to left field. He is officially 4 for 14 in the playoffs. So here comes the 2-0 pitch. And there's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to short. Kobayashi fields it in the 6th hole. He fires to first. And Okada makes the stretch, and that is going to do it. That goes down as a ground out. 6-3 for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Chiba Lotte Marines, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. Your final score from Osaka, it is the Orix Buffaloes 2, the Chiba Lotte Marines nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment with the recap. We'll also talk a little bit about the game going on in Tokyo, and then we'll call it a night. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a moment after this.
Well, you got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just 1 roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Thanks again, Matt Hollis, and thanks again, everybody, for tuning in tonight. Your final score, it's the Orix Buffaloes 2, the Chiba Lotte Marines nothing. Just a quick look at the final stat line of the ballgame tonight. It was 2-4-0 for the Chiba Lotte Marines, 0-2-0 for the Chiba Lotte Marines, 2-6-0 for the Orix Buffaloes. The win is going to be going to Tajima. And unfortunately, the loss is going to go to Mima, as he was responsible for the base runner Masataka Yoshida, who hit that line drive off of him. And that is how it ends. Just a quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard. The game that is going on in Tokyo, it is still listing here in the bottom of the 6th. Actually, that's now complete. In the top of the 7th inning, the Occult Swallows have a 5-0 lead. We appreciate everybody listening in. Once again, we are going to call Game 3 tomorrow. Ben Roberts and everybody else who was here, we thank you, everybody, for listening. It's been another Last Raps baseball video production. We hope you all have a great evening. We'll be back again tomorrow, 6 o'clock Japan time, 1 a.m. Pacific time on the west coast of Canada, the United States. Have a great night, everybody.